This video is going to be about the biggest mistake small businesses make when it comes to their pricing structure. I did the same mistake myself as I was learning the ropes and growing my career. And I wish I saw a video like this one at the time so that I could avoid basically being underpaid. So in this video, I'm going to go over exactly why charging by the hour is not good for business and what you should do instead. Before we dive in, hi, I'm Susie. I'm a finance director, a small business owner, and an investor. And on this channel, I talk about how to own a business that actually makes you happy. If that's the kind of stuff that you enjoy, hit subscribe. So let me take you back to about 10 years ago when I first started a side hustle. I was, in my junior stages of my career, and on the side I was starting to take up a little bit of freelance work as a bookkeeper. So I would help other individuals capture their financial transactions and categorize them so that it would be easier for them to then prepare their tax returns at the end of the financial year. And I did what most beginners do, which is I just charged by the hour. I just kept track of every single hour that I would work for each client, and then I would charge an hourly rate for each one of those hours. And that's what I would put on my invoice and itemize on my invoice. And so with time, I was getting better and better at it, and I was gaining more clients, mostly through word of mouth. And so what I would do as I gained more confidence in what I was doing and how I was doing it, I would just increase my hourly rate. It made sense to me that the better I was and the more qualified I was becoming at being a bookkeeper, it made more sense than I would just charge more by the hour. So I would still, work however many hours for each client, and I would just earn a little bit more per hour. Let's fast forward to 2020. By 2020, I was already a finance manager in a senior team of a small business. I was very experienced in managing a small business's accounts and overseeing the bookkeeping for companies that had a turnover of 2 to 3 million. And so at the time, I took up a job for my local pub, and I was doing the whole, accounting shebang for them. I set them up with an accounting software. I was doing the bookkeeping for them. I was preparing, every couple of weeks, I was preparing a cash flow forecast for them. I was advising them on pricing and all of that kind of stuff. And I was still charging by the hour. And one day I was analyzing my own income, and I was like, hey, over the past however many years, I have been getting better at what I do, but I'm still earning less? How does this make any sense? And that was because the more efficient I was, the quicker I could prepare the reports, the quicker I could just get the books into shape and deliver the things that I was delivering, the less I could charge for. I was literally being penalized for being good at what I do. And so it was super clear to me that charging by the hour just didn't make any more sense. Once you reach a certain level of experience, qualification, and reputation, charging by the hour will actually work against you. There are a few exceptions. So there are some jobs where it might still be appropriate to charge by the hour. So an example are shift-based workers. So, bartenders or receptionists. So in those cases, your employer is literally paying you to man the desk for a certain number of hours, or is paying you, to cover the bar for a certain number of hours. So what you are being paid for is your time as well as your skills. But if you're a freelancer or service provider resolving complex problems, your time shouldn't be the product, your value is. The value of the problem that you are resolving is what your clients are paying for, not however many hours or days it takes you to resolve that problem. So if you're at a point in your freelance or self-employed career where charging by the hour feels a little bit off, then it probably is. While it's something that it's much, much more appropriate for beginners, after you reach a certain stage, it might be worth switching to other pricing models. Here's what you can do instead. If you deliver continuous, ongoing work, you might think about switching to a retainer model. This is what I did with my bookkeeping and financial management services. I was realizing that I was working, every month, and I was more or less delivering the same outcome. I was reconciling transactions, I was managing the receipts and the invoicing, I was chasing up payments, I was making payments, I was drawing up reports. So I just switched to just being paid the same amount every single month for those outcomes. So whether it took me 2 hours or 8 to do that that work, I would be guaranteed the same amount of money coming in every single month. And if my client wanted me to do anything that was above and beyond what I had promised with the retainer, then I would charge for that separately. And this really incentivized me to be absolutely efficient with what I do. I was looking for solutions so that the work would take me less and less time, but still I wanted the same amount of quality of my work because I didn't want my clients to move away from me, right? I still wanted to retain them. I still wanted to work well for them, but I was more incentivized to work quickly because my pay would not take a cut. If you don't offer ongoing work, then you might think about switching to offering fixed packages. So this is great for work that is more project-based. When you create a quote for your clients, you shouldn't tell them, okay, so to deliver this thing is going to take me about 10 days. So this is my daily rate. And so the total is my daily rate times however many days, and that's how much you should pay me. Internally, yes, you should track how much time it takes you to deliver a project, but that's more to do with how you want to schedule that work among all the other clients that you have. And you should have an idea of how much of your time that specific project takes. But I would not communicate that to the client. I would make sure that your clients care more about the results that you bring rather than how many days it takes you to deliver that result. You will see how valuable automations and standard operating procedures will become once you switch to that model. Before, you might have been tempted to just drag the work because, again, you were being rewarded for being slow. But if you switch to a retainer model or packaged pricing, then you will care about how your time is employed. If your income is not going to be penalized for you being quicker, then all of a sudden you will notice where you're being inefficient. You will notice which processes take you more time than they should, and you will find better solutions to streamline them and create proper procedures for them. And this can only have a positive effect on the quality of the work that you put out. Of course, quality of your work should always take number one spot. That is the best marketing strategy, is to just be very, very good at what you do and to make sure that the quality of your work only increases over time. Once you have that down, then you can think about how you can slim down all of your processes and how you can really make the best out of the time that you have. Charging by the hour discourages innovation. So if you're feeling stuck in the hourly trap, this is your official sign to get yourself out of it. You can evolve your pricing model. Start focusing on value, outcomes. What is the problem that you're fixing? How valuable is the problem that you're fixing? And then really invest your brain power into thinking about efficiencies and streamlining your processes. And then you will see that from there, your clients will really start appreciating you for the value that you bring. Your business will grow. And most importantly, you're going to stop being punished by being good at what you do. And there you have it. That was my TED Talk about why pricing by the hour is not a viable strategy in the long run, and you should switch to retainer models or pricing packages. If you enjoyed this video, I would really suggest watching this one over here, where I talk about why I deliberately did not scale my business. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I really hope that you like this video. If so, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye!